Today we talk about the main risks of e-commerce in Switzerland, costs, and territorial compliance. In recent years, e-commerce has seen exponential growth worldwide, including in Switzerland. During the pandemic, many businesses found themselves having to close their physical stores, finding e-commerce as the only solution to continue selling their products. This boom has pushed many businesses to recognize how essential a strong online presence has become. But today, after the pandemic, where do we stand with e-commerce in Switzerland? While online sales have become a significantly central part of modern commerce, launching an e-commerce business in Switzerland still poses unique and also challenging obstacles. Among production costs, the need to translate content into multiple languages, and the fragmented market, there are several dynamics to consider. But now let's explore together some of the points I just mentioned. Let's start with the fragmented market and the varied territoriality. Unlike countries such as Italy, France, or Germany, where you can launch an e-commerce site in just one language and reach tens of millions of people all at the same time, Switzerland requires a more localized approach. The different language regions, German, French, and Italian, exhibit very different shopping habits, and this requires a targeted adaptation of the website and marketing strategies for each area. Additionally, traffic volumes are definitely more limited compared to larger markets. This makes it difficult to gather meaningful data or scale the business quickly. Working in a fragmented market means being strategically and carefully from the start, aiming to best serve each region without compromising the overall effectiveness of the e-commerce project. Now let's touch on the topic of translation costs and linguistic localization. In Switzerland, e-commerce faces another major obstacle: the languages, as the official languages of the country are actually four: German, French, Italian, and Romansh. However, to launch a truly effective e-commerce site, it is essential to translate at least into German, French, and Italian. Furthermore, considering the importance of English in international trade, it would be advisable to include this language as well. Or simply to reach out to Swiss people searching from Switzerland in English, or residents who are not native Swiss but use English as their search language. Translating content means not only transferring text from one language to another, but also adapting the expression, tone, and especially cultural messages to make them effective in each region. For example, a message that might work well in French-speaking Switzerland may not have the same impact in German or Italian-speaking Switzerland. And how many times here in Ticino have we seen advertising panels translated from Swiss German into Italian with graphics that made no sense? This localization process therefore requires time and resources, significantly increasing operational costs for all companies. In addition to translation, each version of the site will need to be updated and managed with the same care, requiring ongoing resources to ensure that all languages are treated equally. Now let's move from languages to legal regulations. Switzerland has very strict regulations regarding e-commerce, consumer protection, and privacy. Even though it is not a member of the European Union, Swiss companies operating online must still comply with regulations similar to the GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, but applying the LPD, the Federal Data Protection Act. This law requires businesses to ensure the security and privacy of their customers' personal data by implementing sophisticated protocols for managing and protecting sensitive information. Now let's talk for a moment about the management costs of sponsorship and the typical Swiss demographics. Besides translation costs, marketing campaigns need to be adapted and customized for each language region, requiring separate investments for promoting the website in each area. CPC campaigns, cost per click, as an example, will need to be planned and managed for each language audience, significantly impacting the increase in the marketing budget. Additionally, it is important to consider the Swiss demographics. In many regions of the country, the average age is relatively high, and many users are still accustomed to reading content in print format. Sometimes relying solely on digital strategies can be a mistake. especially for those products or services that could benefit from an analog marketing campaign. It is therefore essential to understand your audience and integrate online and offline campaigns strategically, so as not to leave behind truly important market segments. Now let's give some practical advice for those looking to launch an e-commerce in Switzerland. Despite the challenges we've seen so far, e-commerce in Switzerland can represent a great opportunity for businesses. Start by conducting thorough market research. Before launching your e-commerce, make sure to have a deep understanding of the Swiss market and its purchasing preferences in the different language regions. Each region has its own peculiarities, and investing in market analysis is essential to avoid mistakes. Then, prepare a budget that is realistic. In addition to translation and localization costs, don't forget that your e-commerce needs to be visible and ideally ahead of the competition to sell. So it is essential to include the budget for marketing campaigns, such as CPC campaigns, cost per click, in the overall budget, as they are crucial for improving traffic and visibility. A good marketing budget can make the difference between a successful site and one that struggles to be found. Then let's be clear, it depends on you. If you allocate the marketing budget, you can shorten the time to achieve your success. If you don't allocate it, you could run an e-commerce for years, investing in costs, but not see a significant return on investment. It depends on you. Don't forget to collaborate with local professionals. Swiss regulations can be really complex, especially regarding data protection and the regulation of your online business. Working with local professionals like lawyers or consultants will help ensure that your site complies with all current laws, avoiding future legal issues. And as a final piece of advice, think long-term. Launching an e-commerce is not a short-term investment. Prepare a solid strategy that allows you to adapt to market changes and grow gradually. Attention to quality, user experience, and linguistic localization can be the key to your success. If you found this content very interesting and very useful, please leave a like and subscribe to our channels to stay updated on everything we will be publishing soon. Thank you for making it this far, and see you soon.